She's fading. We gotta go. I'll get my car. What, mine? Yours. I gotta get me one of those.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Watch Parties. The Flash movie is coming out this week, and I am super excited. And I heard there's a lot of Back to the Future references in this movie. So, here's a big shocker. I have never seen Back to the Future in my life. Yeah, I gave you a second to think about that. Yeah, never have I seen it. And I figured, you know what? Let's do a Back to the Future watch party where you can see live my reaction, my first time reaction to this movie. And joining me today, we have Zodwriter. How are you doing?
Man, it's great to be here with you tonight, Bat Dan. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. This is going to be great because Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time. Growing up, I loved this film, and I still love it to this day. Just recently watched the whole trilogy not too long ago, watched all three of them back to back, and I couldn't be happier to be here with you to be while you experience this great film for the first time. I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you. I'm just really excited to experience this film. I've heard it's a classic, and you know, I get all these looks from people when I tell them I haven't seen the movie. So, and who do we got in the chat today? We got Carter. What up, Carter? And Super Bro Corey. Super Bro, check one of the Twitter group chats we're both in. I sent a link.
Oh yeah, we got to get Super Bro Corey in here with us for this one. This movie is so iconic that the creators of the Back to the Future trilogy actually have it in their wills that a sequel, like a remake of or a sequel or a remake cannot be made for these movies. They don't want these movies to be touched.
Wow, that well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad they haven't. I'm glad they let their artistic vision die with them. Well, at least we'll have you in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. So, actually, you know what? Are you ready, Zod?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Just let me know when to
Hold
press
on.
play, and we'll.
Let me just make sure I'm on all zeros. Okay, I didn't realize it was playing. Okay, good. I'm on all zeros. Okay, so we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
All right. Are you at the Universal logo?
It,
You're cutting out that Dan.
of course I am.
Oh, you're
Still
okay
cutting
now.
out?
No, you're good now.
Okay, good. Can you hear anything on my end?
No.
Good. Like I mean like the movie itself. I want to make sure Universal
Oh
doesn't.
no, no. Oh no, no, no.
Wow, lots of clocks. Lots and lots of clocks.
Indeed. Time is definitely a factor in this movie.
Brown Mansion. Who
Yeah, yeah, Super Bro. It's definitely a top trilogy. Definitely. That's my only problem with Back to the Future. Whenever I watch the first one, I always gotta watch the other two. I just can't like not. It's insane how well it all meshes together.
Oh, we'll do have to do watch parties for the other ones too.
Sure, I'm down. Not all in one night, of course, but definitely. Although I have had weekends like that where I've binged all three.
Oh, this is a real technical house, isn't it? I'm guessing this is that professor person's house.
Doc.
Oh, he already knows the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
So that was almost a different actor, right? They refilmed most of this movie with another actor, right?
The movie was originally filmed with Eric Stoltz, and he was replaced after about 93% of the movie was shot
Oh, damn.
because the producers wanted Michael J. Fox and didn't feel like Eric Stoltz's performance was what they were looking for.
Damn.
But to be honest, they wanted Michael J. Fox from the beginning, but his producer was hoarding him because he was on that TV show Family Ties at the time, and they didn't want to let him out of the out of his duties on that show to be in Back to the Future, and that's why they didn't have him from the start.
Oh, wow.
But they ended up getting him anyway. They tried another actor, and that actor didn't work. So personally, I think they got a tip that Michael J. Fox was going to be available, and they just decided to scrap the other guy because Fox is who they wanted from the beginning.
Yeah, I feel bad for the other guy though, but
Yeah,
it's
well,
business.
they say that at some point in the future, pun intended, we may get to see an actual cut of the movie with the original actor Eric Stoltz, but because they don't have anything else, they've released everything Back to the Future as it stands now. They don't have anything new. So in this movie, reaches a certain point or a certain age, I like to joke around and say, yeah, when Back to the Future hits its 50th anniversary, they'll somehow unearth all that Eric Stoltz footage and release a new cut of the movie for the 50th anniversary of Back to the Future.
That'd be
But I
interesting.
don't think they'll do it while Michael J. Fox is still living. I think, unfortunately, I think it's something that yeah.
That'll happen after.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Absolutely.
I just love that dead look on their face. Was it his girlfriend or his mom who got recasted in the second movie?
It was his father who got recast in the second movie,
Oh, okay.
and
Because
his girlfriend.
oh, damn.
His girlfriend in this movie, Claudia Wells, she looks great today too. By the way, it's unbelievable.
How old is she today?
I would say she's got to be in her 50s, in her late mid to late 50s. She looks fantastic.
Oh, wow.
In fact, let me look that up just to do the actual factuals here. Let's
Factuals.
okay. She's 56.
Oh, wow.
And here I'm going to send you a link in the private chat so you could see what she looks like now. I personally think she looks fantastic for that age.
Oh, damn, she does still look pretty good.
Yep, especially in that picture where she's standing against a white background. She just looks, she looks the same, just aged up a little bit, but not really
Your
that much
mic
different.
is acting up.
Yeah, I figured. Can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah, much better. It seems like
Yeah,
all you have
I
to do is
moved it
unplug
down. I
and
don't.
So does he just go after car, just hoping the next one makes the turn to his house?
You remember the scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League where the Flash said that they were gonna how were they gonna be able to solve this, and the Flash said with the power of love.
Yeah.
That was a direct reference to this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the song "The Power of Love" from Back to the Future.
Oh.
George McFly is a total beta.
Oh, okay, that's not the main professor. That's his brother.
Oh, that's his dad, George McFly.
Oh, okay. I know Butthead doesn't sound that creative of a nickname, honestly. Oh, what up, Socks?
Gotta agree with you, Socks. Excellent Huey Lewis music for this film, for sure.
Well, we're much more modern now. Girls can chase boys all they want. Equality.
Keep watching the movie.
Yeah, the mom's less of a beta.
Well,
I mean, compared to this guy.
Lindsey Buckingham, Time Bomb Town, is playing in the background during this scene. Fun fact for everybody.
Yeah, malls, those things are dying. All right, the time machine's a car. What up, Integrity? Just doing a fun watch party to get us ready for the Flash movie. Oh, now I know when this movie takes place.
What's up, Integrity? Back to the Future. This is a classic.
Well, I don't know if I'll see these two before the Flash movie, but I'll definitely will get around to seeing those as well. Oh, you're mad, Dr. Brown. You know, what if it just stopped a second later? Again, just a reminder, this is my first time seeing this movie.
This is fantastic. Watching it with you for your first time seeing this film.
Of course, Jesus wasn't actually born on Christmas.
Yeah, integrity. I'm trying really hard not to spoil it for Bad Dan. What's so great about this movie is the way that the story is structured. This is how you tell a story. This is how you build structure for your movie so that people understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah, slowly explaining it, especially when you're doing time travel.
And they do it in such a fun and innovative way. I love it.
Thank you, Integrity.
Appreciate it, integrity. Thank you, sir.
So, who are those guys exactly?
Those are the Libyans that Doc stole the plutonium from
Oh, right, yeah.
to power the time machine.
Did he know he was going to go back in time? Was he trying to do that?
I think he was just trying to get away. This is so great.
Oh, God. Damn. Yep, shoot first and ask questions never. Oh, yeah, they mentioned that he didn't have the plutonium.
Nope.
They only put the one trip in, and that's when the
Oh my God. I love it.
that'd be being a fish out of water. That would just be so scary right now. Like being stranded before you were even born. Wouldn't know how to
Absolutely.
adapt.
Well, yeah. You'd have to figure something out. You'd have to be smart enough to figure something out, or you'd be in big trouble.
What I would do is I would buy a lifetime supply of Microsoft and Apple stock.
Well, it depends what time you were thrown into, though.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because this is 1955, so would you be? I mean, Microsoft and Apple are still a while away yet.
Right. It'd be a while before I'm. Probably wouldn't even be alive to enjoy it. Well, he has some cash with him. Man, those guys are such dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a beta. What a creeper. Nowadays, if you did that, you'd be in prison. Wait a minute. He said that his mom met his dad because her dad ran him over.
That's right. You get it now.
And my genuine reaction, all over YouTube now. By the way, Sox, you're welcome to join us. Wait, is his mom attracted to him?
Yeah. You just figured that part out. Wait. Live reactions here, folks.
Was that the guy who ends up in prison?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just said bars.
Love it.
Well, nowadays people have 3 in their own home.
Or more. Depends. Yeah, they say the Flash is as funny as this movie, so we'll see. Hmm.
I'm hoping for the best for the Flash movie, honestly.
Of course, absolutely.
Especially want to show
And
the
any
demand for
mo-
that Snyderverse test. Or what were you
and
saying?
and any yeah, and any and here we go.
I don't know the answer to that one, honestly.
Bush was vice president.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Is that the same actor playing both Dr. Browns?
Yes.
It's not going to say anything, I bet.
Hmm.
A bolt of lightning?
Hmm. Remember what I was saying about story structure?
Yeah. Too late for that. I guess there's something similar to this scene in the Flash movie, is what I've heard. The photo disappearing scene.
You know what? I hope there's a cameo from Doc Brown in The Flash. I really do. I mean,
Yeah, that would be kind of a missed opportunity. That movie went through so many different directors. Was that the guy who directed this movie?
yeah, they wanted Robert Zemeckis for The Flash, and he was supposed to do it at one time, and then he dropped out too.
You're just noticing this now? Oh, God. Where was the principal like 5 minutes, 5 seconds ago? What you need to do is get her dad to run him over. That's what you need to do.
He's got a better idea.
Hope we never see Star Wars later on. It's not gonna work unless her dad runs him over. Seriously, how did such a cool kid like get born from two dorks? I mean, like the two dorkness cancels out to the. I really love the music in this movie.
The soundtrack is excellent. Yes.
Hopefully, that didn't mess anything up. Okay, get out of there. Always love when they talk science and I can't understand it. Honestly, any movie, all you have to say to me is blah blah science, and I'll get what you're saying. That's enough for me.
Oh, but this movie is so great. They make it so simplistic for everybody.
Just
That's such a great line. It's your mom.
just say you're moving.
In a way, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't get her juices flowing the way her son does.
Oh, what a great way to get a girl. course, to be fair, they were just trying to get back what was theirs.
To be fair.
Under the Sea. Sounds like a movie that came out recently.
Pretty good movie. Not
Have you seen?
not as good as this one, but pretty good movie. Right, Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see
yeah,
the remake?
yeah. I saw it. Yeah, and it was pretty. The show me and my date went to was a pretty empty theater, so yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. It's almost like people don't pay to see a movie they've already seen.
Opening night too. It's crazy.
No, he's just gonna sexually harass his mom. Not a big deal. Wait, is this also the night that they're supposed to conceive him?
No.
Okay, I was curious because she was like so against her smoking and drinking that. Why can't he know something to think about? Why doesn't he just go back in time and stop his past self from interfering in the past? Thanks, Carter. I am. Oh, hopefully his dad comes soon. Yeah, that's right. Beat that beat that pig head up. Beat that shitty person up. Just serves him right.
Nerd rage. Perfect scene.
Well, I guess his parents have a news story on how they met. I mean, Marty's still going to be born, but he's still changed the past. Are you referring to Barry Allen or Marty McFly? Oh, come on. You just beat up a guy way tougher.
Here we go.
Uh oh, he's creating an anachronism. Well, hopefully his dad is less of a beta in the new timeline. Is Barry the guy who wrote this song?
Chuck Berry. Yeah. Chuck Berry was the original writer and singer for Johnny Be Good. And that's his cousin. And so yeah. So that's what the joke is. Basically, Marty basically is creating rock and roll here.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So he's actually a really good guitar player.
Yeah, he had to learn the guitar for this. Of course, those weren't his
Oh,
vocals, but he did learn the guitar for this film.
that's the thing with any music. It's like that classic Simpsons episode with Grandpa Simpson being like, "What's cool to me is what's cool now is crazy to me." Just I'm glad he carried over those skills then. That was oddly specific. He's just like, whatever. I just love that.
Right, like he realizes he could tell by the picture that the timeline changed or something, but he's like at that point, it's like whatever.
Of course, now he's going to still have all those terrorists. Yeah, hopefully Doc Brown gets down. I still can't believe I've never seen this movie before. It's so good.
I can't believe it either. I love this movie. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it because I don't even know. I've seen it so many times.
What up, Sim Havoc?
What's up, Sin?
Jesus. He can't seem to win. Okay, producer, TV people, just give the actors and writers what they want so we can end this already. Jeez. Give the actors and writers what they want. Let's just end it now. Anyway,
Pow pow.
you mean the writers and actors strike?
Yeah, I think that's going to help our cause because that's going to set everything back because um, they're not going to have nothing.
Yeah, good point. And oh, interesting. So Cornsweet finally has the Superman role. Cool. Well, we'll see if I actually watch that film. Probably not. Well, you know, one thing it might do is maybe it might speed up the Ayer cut. Maybe get Netflix to buy the Ayer cut already, since they don't need writers or actors for that.
You couldn't find it. They're playing an old Eric Clapton song, Heaven is One Step Away. The soundtrack is so amazing for this movie.
It is.
Wow.
Oh, right, Sin, you've seen the Flash movie already. Which, again, I still question that marketing strategy, to be honest, but...
Yep. Again, I just should have just released the movie earlier. You notice the difference about the mall? Did you notice that? How it's no longer
Oh,
Twin
no.
Pines Mall, it's Lone Pine Mall now.
Oh, yeah. And I swear he's wearing a different suit. Damn, it was at 98 earlier. I always love your optimism, Integrity. What do you think about the Flash box office? Do you have any predictions on that? Any inevitabilities on the Flash box office? What the hell? Right. Okay, well, this is what Integrity predicts for the Flash. And everything will be exactly the way it was. Nothing will change whatsoever. Yeah, of course they are. Especially it happening a second time. Oh, right, because I heard like Back to the Future 2, they recreate the scene with the new actress, don't they?
Yeah.
Wow, what a great movie. Really, I am really glad I did this. And this was a because I really wanted to do something Back to the Future for this flat before the Flash movie, and just didn't have time to watch the movie, do another video, edit it. Like, so I'm like, let's do
Yeah,
a watch party.
it's such a great film. Like it's amazing. Like watching it with you, it was fantastic because I'm sitting here like this is a movie I've watched my entire life, and I just love it and can't get enough of it. I always enjoy it. Any chance I get to watch it. So thank you, Bat Dan. I mean, this is a movie that, it's a stone cold classic. And yeah, man. I mean, and it fits, given the fact that we're about to see Flash this week. It couldn't be more perfect, even though half the world's already seen Flash, but I digress. It's
At
I
least we'll
mean,
see before we see it. At least.
yeah, before we see it. I mean, this is
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I gotta ask now, what did you think overall? Like, as someone that this is your first time seeing this movie, now are you even more sorry that you haven't that you waited this long to see it? Isn't that something that's like,
Yeah, I kind of regret not seeing it sooner. It was such a classic, such a great
yeah? I
everything
mean,
about it.
it's
Was just
it's
it
the
was
and
like
the thing about it is the humor too. The humor. This is how you do humor in a movie like this. You do it where the humor makes sense, and the humor, balances the drama and the tension and the things that occur within the film. And that's why this is what I'm saying when I was talking earlier about structure in a film, about the way that they don't know how to tell stories like this anymore, where you tell a story and the humor balances out with the rest of the film. It's not just humor thrown in there for the sake of it. It's actually humor that's funny and lands and makes sense. Like, you got a whole subplot that is meant to be completely funny that could never be made today. That whole subplot about his mother having the hots for him the whole film. You wouldn't be able to do that now. But back then, the movie, I mean, it's so funny. Like, even to this day, it's hilarious. And I think the movie holds up very, very well as well.
It
You
does.
know?
It holds up really well. I mean, the fact that, I mean, now my first time seeing it in 2023, I still, yeah, I see why this is an all-time classic.
Yeah. I see the entire trilogy as an event kind of a thing, where when you watch all three of the movies, and this is the thing that always happens to me when if I've got the time and I'm watching the original, I'm watching Back to the Future, and then I'm like, I automatically want to go to Back to the Future 2, and then of course watch Back to the Future 3 to finish it up. I don't know about that integrity. Don't get me wrong. I love Back to the Future 2. I think Back to the Future 2 is great. I like Back to the Future 3, but for me, this one, Back to the Future, I think it's, to me, the original Back to the Future is my favorite, because it's the way that it sets it all up, and it blends so, and all the other movies blend so seamlessly together too. When you see Back to the Future 2, and you see all the things that they had to do, where there were all these changes, cast changes and stuff, with different characters, but then ultimately you don't really notice. It's not really that, nothing stands out. It's done so perfectly that you are transported into that world, and you care enough about the characters, you're invested, and you're invested in the story, which is something that's really, really missed, like I said, with a lot of the crap that we get nowadays in terms of movies. They just don't care about the plot. And this is what I'm hoping with The Flash. I'm hoping that The Flash uses the humor, because they say it's the funniest DC movie of all time. So what I'm hoping is that it uses the humor to balance out the stakes and the dramatic framework of the movie, and it's not just laughs thrown in for the sake of laughs like a lot of the modern Marvel stuff. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it's more akin to Back to the Future than Thor: Love and Thunder. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I feel like you gotta, I'm going into The Flash with an open mind. I'm hoping that the Flash movie is, like I said, more like Back to the Future and less like Thor: Love and Thunder. I just have this just because those would be two extremes, where Back to the Future would be the positive extreme for this type of movie, and Thor: Love and Thunder would be the negative extreme for this type of movie.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. Ugh. And I'm fine, and I really do hope this Flash movie, I think, can be good, even with jokes, because some people think that humor makes it not Snyderverse, but here's the thing about life. Life has serious moments, and life has funny moments.
Life is a comedy. I mean, let's be honest about what life actually is, right? It's a comedy. It's funny. So, but the thing is that the humor can't be forced. The humor has to be organic, and it has to flow with the rest of the material. Otherwise, you're just getting a laugh a minute in between action sequences, and that's no fun. That's stupid. And so I'm hoping, and that's why I say Back to the Future is the blueprint for that type of movie. If you're going to do that type of movie, dealing with time travel and dealing with stakes and dealing with all that stuff, and you want to throw humor in there, you have to make it so that it's not forced. And what I've heard is Andy Muschietti, they say he's a master when it comes to comedy, and he's interwoven the comedy with the drama, and he understands. And there's allegedly several references of Back to the Future in this movie. So So I'm excited if they do it right, it could work, because Back to the Future is an example of how you would do it to be appealing to the audience. You know?
I agree. And I mean, and people who watch my show is preaching to the choir at this point, I feel like. But yeah, don't boycott the Flash movie, people. It's the people who you think you're hurting are not going to be hurt by this movie. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee.
You know what I don't get, Dan, and this is the thing that, to me, I understand people's anger. I understand the sentiments and the reasons why people feel that boycotting this movie is the move. But my issue with boycotting this movie is the fact that we've had enough evidence that Andy Muschietti sought out Zack Snyder to pay homage to him and to basically, I don't want to say get his approval, but to honor him throughout his movie. And he's gone on record as to say Man of Steel is required viewing for this movie. That you have to be familiar with, you have to know Man of Steel. If it wasn't for Man of Steel, that's where this movie is. That's the focal point. And you know what? And I love all of Michael Shannon's comments as well. Michael Shannon is one of the most honest actors in Hollywood that you'll ever see. He's clearly disappointed. He didn't, and I mean, he came out and said that he didn't feel like, when they brought Zod back, that necessarily was as important as when they did it in Man of Steel. And he had a lot of really great things, as usual, to say about Zach, but he also had a lot of good things to say about Andy Muschietti, and he understood. And I just think that it's nice to hear those kinds of things, to hear that, the Snyderverse matters to these people. It's not like, Andy Muschietti went in with the intention of totally, erasing the Snyderverse. And I've heard some people say, and it's not a secret now. By now, everybody knows the ending, right? Where we get George Clooney at the end instead of Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton or whatever. And I've heard some people say, well, you realize that Barry seeing George Clooney at the end means that George Clooney has replaced Ben Affleck in the Snyderverse. You realize that that's the Snyderverse now, and Ben Affleck is no longer there. And I'm like, but now you're not getting it. You're not understanding the way time travel works, the way time travel is explained for this movie. The way time travel is explained for The Flash is that there's different timelines and they intersect and they create new timelines. They branch off of each other. So if that's the case, then there could very well be a timeline where it's like the Snyderverse, but ultimately Clooney is Batman instead of Affleck. That's very possible because the Flash is a multiverse. Okay, it's a multiverse. So that doesn't mean that the Snyderverse as we know it doesn't exist, or it's been erased, or it's been replaced. It just means that whatever timeline that Flash ends up in at the end is not the Snyderverse that we know. It's a branched off version of the Snyderverse where Clooney has replaced Ben Affleck as Batman. And if people don't understand that and people don't realize that, then number one, they don't understand these characters. They don't understand these stories. They don't understand what the multiverse is. And I think they need to do a little bit more research. It's the multiverse.
It doesn't suit their agenda. Most of the Black Adam again, there was also Black Adam boycotters. The Flash boycotters.
I like the way you brought up Black Adam because that's a great example too. I mean, I love all these people using it now. I'm seeing a lot of these people saying, "I stand with Ray Fisher." It's like these same people had nothing but negative things to say about Ray Fisher. They didn't like Ray Fisher because when Ray Fisher was speaking up, it was damaging any chance that Zach could come back and finish up when he started. But now all of a sudden I stand with Ray Fisher, and they're using all this Ray Fisher rhetoric and making it seem like they're championing a cause. They move the goalposts so much that it's by now it's just a joke. Even if I don't like, I don't agree with cutting out Henry Cavill's cameos from this movie. I think that's the worst thing that they possibly could have done. I think they need to though that's a travesty. We should have gotten to see a full-fledged Henry Cavill in this movie, not a cameo of Superman where you see him flying off and you don't see his face. Not having Henry Cavill in there is a slap in the face. But I understand that, that was probably a Warner Brothers thing or a James Gunn thing, right? It wasn't Andy Muschietti. I mean, and like I was telling you before we got on the stream, if at some point we find out there's a director's cut of The Flash, you can bet your butt that Andy Muschietti's going to make sure that those Henry Cavill scenes are in there. And I bet you it's Affleck at the end and not George Clooney in the Muschietti cut of the Flash, because it was James Gunn who wanted George Clooney at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So
because people need to remember, if you think you're hurting James Gunn boycotting this film, the only thing James Gunn had an effect with was the ending with George Clooney and that post mid-credits scene. The body of the film is not James Gunn. So I promise you, the Flash failing is not going to hurt James Gunn. If anything, you're going to justify the reboot even more. And you know what I find funny? People are mad. They're trying to also use Cavill as a reason to boycott the Flash movie. And I'm thinking, you boycotted Cavill in Black Adam. Why do you now all of a sudden care about Henry Cavill?
That's quite a big question I have. A lot of these people, but here's a twist that I think is gonna
unplug and replug.
I think it's gonna hit you a little bit. Hold on a second. Here. I'm gonna come out and then you can let me back in.
Okay. Actually, hold on a second. I'm just gonna turn off my TV real quick.
Okay, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, what I was going to say was a lot of these Snyder only fans that are on Twitter and very vocal and stuff and boycott this, boycott that, a lot of them actually did go to see Black Adam. A lot of them went to see the movie. I'm not so sure it was the Snyder only fans boycott that tanked Black Adam. I think what it was that Black Adam didn't have the general audience recognition that it needed. Black Adam was not well known enough to the general audience. You have to remember that The Flash has been on TV for 9 seasons or 10 seasons, whatever it is. And even before that, you had a show back in the 90s, a Flash TV show. So The Flash is well known to the general audience in terms of character, right? So this movie is going to do better because it is known to the general audience. The general audience is going to
and Michael Keaton too.
Well, that too. Keaton, but barring Keaton, because the Keaton fans, are gonna be there in droves too. People that care about Keaton and want to see Keaton are gonna be there in droves too. But the thing is, the Flash is a well-known DC character. Doesn't matter who's playing Flash. It's not this. It doesn't really matter. This is where I think people are so wrong. Whenever people bring up Ezra Miller and their issues and all the things that they have, whenever people bring that up, it bothers me because the general audience isn't going to care about that.
Oh yeah,
they're seeing it's a Flash movie. It's the Flash. They're going to go see it because they're fans of the Flash. They're going to see it because they know who the Flash is, and they're expecting it to be a good and entertaining film. With Black Adam, you didn't have that. No matter what anybody says, the problem with Black Adam is he just wasn't well known enough as a character. I don't care if you have The Rock as Black Adam. You could have had anybody as Black Adam. And if they don't really know the character, you're not going to get the general audience is not going to be as invested. Most of the general audience might have looked at that and said, "Oh, Black Adam, that's just a new character that The Rock created." Like, who cares? They're not looking at it as anything integral to anything that we saw from DC. Plus, you have to remember the movies that came before Black Adam, everything that came out after Zack Snyder's Justice League was pretty much a failure.
Including the one that James Gunn did, the one that our DC
apart from Aquaman. Now, and that's the thing. Aquaman has more recognition to the general audience than Black Adam does. Okay? Yeah. And that's just a fact. That's just the reality. So for me, I've kind of rethought my whole stance on why Black Adam failed. Black Adam failed because the general audience didn't know who Black Adam was as a character. They weren't invested, not enough to go to the movies and watch it. Maybe they watched it when it came out on HBO Max or when it was released on Blu-ray or whatever. But it wasn't the kind of movie where it was like a must-see that you have to go watch. It's like, you're taking Black Adam would be considered an even more obscure character. It would be even more obscure than like Guardians of the Galaxy to the general audience.
Well, it's because he's not even the main character of that franchise. Shazam was like the main character of that. He's like a spin-off of another character.
He's a spin-off of Shazam. And what you have to remember is the general audience really didn't care all that much for Shazam either. Shazam didn't make any money. If you ask me, Shazam never should have got a sequel to begin with. We talked about that. Shazam never should have got a sequel. And when Shazam did get a sequel, you saw what happened. So here's the thing.
Zachary Levi also had an effect on that.
Right. But again, man, the general audience didn't show out. So if the general audience doesn't care about Shazam, what makes you think the general audience is going to know a damn thing about Black Adam? I'm sorry. I've come to realize that now that the beer goggles are off, okay, and we don't have Sil and Mikey hyping up Black Adam for months and months and months anymore. Now that the beer goggles are off, you got to realize that the reality is, yeah, Henry Cavill had a 3-second cameo at the end of the movie, but nobody went to see it because they didn't know who the character of Black Adam is. That's the bottom line. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, and WBD never should have used. I mean, the fact, and it's hard because I understand in some ways because of the financial situation WBD were in, but I feel like, but on the other hand too, it's a 3-second cameo that doesn't determine the interest in Henry Cavill as Superman. If you were going to use Henry Cavill to carry that film, he should have been in the body of the film and advertised in the film. Like I'm in agreement with you 100%. If they really wanted to push that narrative that Henry Cavill was back as Superman and you need to see this movie, Superman should have been a major part of this film. As a matter of fact, Black Adam and Superman should have come to blows in this movie, and it should have been in the trailers, clearly showing people that, hey, Superman is back. You could add Superman going up against Black Adam, team it up with the Justice Society. I mean, if you're gonna, bet all the chips on the Rock's movie and then try to make it about Henry Cavill, that's what you have to do. You have to throw Henry Cavill in there. He has to be in the movie. You can't just be in it at the end for 3 seconds that a lot of people are going to miss. Because I don't know about you, but the majority when I went to see Black Adam, people left during the credits. They
didn't even stay to see. They didn't even wait to see if Superman was in there. They didn't know.
Yelling. Yeah, I tried being like, stay.
Yeah, people were getting up and leaving. Me, I just normally, because I see all these movies, I just normally stay till the end anyway, because I don't, you never know. But these people, the whole crowd I was with when I watched Black Adam, they all got up and left. It was me, my date, and there was maybe 3 other people in the theater at the end of Black Adam when Superman came out. So I don't know what, I don't think that it's fair. I know that, we like to poke fun at the Snyder onlys, but I don't think it's necessarily even fair to blame them. I think what you have to realize is that this is where we are. The general audience didn't know. The general audience can't be expected to know. They go to these movies just to be entertained. They're not invested in it the way that we are, where we're invested in all the behind the scenes garbage. We're invested in all the nonsense. They don't know anything about that. They just want to go to the movies and be entertained. And most of the people that went to see Black Adam were people like us who were invested,
point too.
who were invested.
You're frozen or I'm frozen.
Are you frozen?
I can't tell if you're frozen or I'm frozen.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm as far as I can tell, but
can't.
No, I'm not frozen. As far as
okay, yeah. I think I'm frozen right now.
I can see you. You're yeah.
Can you see me moving my hands like this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, I think I'm back now. But yeah,
you should be fine.
I don't know. I feel like Black Adam. I'm under this saying that one party's guilt does not equal another party's innocence. I think there are a lot of people who are at fault for that, and I think the biggest issue was Discovery's marketing strategy, where they were trying to market within house. People didn't see it. I don't know. I do. I mean, if The Flash fails, I definitely will blame that more on the Snyder onlys trying to push that boycott narrative.
But it's not. But that's where you got to understand. Now you're comparing apples to oranges. Flash is a very well-known character. So in spite of you, me, the Snyder onlys, people, anybody that might have any issues, that's not going to deter the general audience. The general audience is going to pack the place for this movie. So it will be successful in spite of any little boycott campaigns, because the general audience knows who the Flash is and they want to see a Flash movie.
And most people don't care about the internet drama.
Right. They don't even know about the internet drama, Bad Dan. That's the reality. I mean,
when I went to a grocery store, when I was at Jewel, a grocery store chain, and you know what it is, but just for anyone else watching who doesn't know what it is, basically I was getting meat at the deli, and I was talking to a person about superheroes. He had no idea about the Ezra Miller drama. I didn't say anything to him. He's just like, oh, I think the movie guy's a little bit better than the TV guy of an actor, talking about the different Flashes. He had no idea, no indication, as far as I could tell, about any of that drama going on with Ezra Miller. Me, I kept my mouth shut. I'm not going to, if he doesn't know about it, I ain't going to.
I was having a conversation with my brother a few weeks back about the Flash movie. And I was telling him, yeah, I'm going to go see it. I'm hyped for it. I think it's going to be great. And then you know what he said to me, Bad Dan? He said, you shouldn't be going to see movies supporting Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's a creep, da-da-da-da-da. And my brother went on this like 3-minute tirade about what a horrible creep Ezra Miller is. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, man, you drank the Kool-Aid. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're just rattling off stuff that you read in some articles, some biased reports. You don't know, because to this day, you know what I find so funny about all this Ezra Miller crap? To this day, he hasn't been convicted of anything, right? He had that one instance with that when he took beer out of his friend's house or whatever, but he hasn't been convicted of anything. It's all just been a bunch of hearsay. It's all just been a bunch of like he said, she said. There's no real no evidence, and you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
And I hate the way things have kind of gotten to the point where everybody is automatically guilty just because they're accused of something. And to me that's the problem. That's the trouble. And it's like if there's a media bias and the media is against somebody for some reason or another, and people only read those articles, their opinions are going to be skewed based on what they've read. So to me, I didn't challenge anything he said. I just said at the end, I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna watch The Flash. I'm excited. I want to see Michael Keaton. I want to see Ben Affleck. And I said, and I think Ezra is a good Flash. So I'm hyped. And he didn't say anything after that. He didn't say anything to me about it because he knew he wasn't going to win. Because I'm far more invested in this stuff and I pay way more attention to it than he does. So
you're much better than I am. I always I had some family trying to talk to me about Ezra Miller. I just said to them, don't go there with me. That's all. I was like, you do not want to go there with me. I said, if you want to know my opinion, it's on YouTube. Watch that episode. You can see my opinion on. I have that's well,
I just don't get just because this dude or this person, was accused of stuff that they're automatically assumptively guilty. And that's the thing I can't get behind because
today
it's just not true. And you made it, you're the one that's made that point numerous times. Today it's Ezra, tomorrow it could be you or me. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't even take any of that kind of stuff seriously. I know there's people out there that live for the drama, that's what they live for. That's what they're into. They automatically convict and indict people nonstop. But for me, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? And screw the drama, screw any of this stuff. I'm excited to see Ezra Miller in The Flash. I'm excited to see Michael Keaton return. And after seeing Back to the Future, honestly, I'm even more hyped to see this movie. I'm a lot of great stuff. I got my ticket for 3:00 on Thursday, my half day of work off, and I'm really excited. Before we go, do you have anything coming up you would like to promote?
Well, I mean, I do have a couple of things actually. Tomorrow, actually midnight Central Time tomorrow, which would be Thursday. But 10 p.m. for those on the East Coast, I've got the Wednesday weekly late night party with myself, Mikey Sutton, and Robert Meyer Burnett. And then on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central, APAS and I are going to do our review on the Flash movie. So I got those two shows coming up, and I'm excited. I'm excited for both of those shows. But Dan, thank you so much. Also, for having me here. It's just been such a pleasure to, watch Back to the Future with you. It's such a wonderful movie. And I mean, I can't wait to come back and watch Back to the Future 2 and 3 with you. As for the books in Havoc, it's coming along, but I've kind of taken a break with the book because I've kind of reached a point where I feel like I'm going to have to, like I've said this a few times before, I'm going to have to kind of divide it up, I think, into two books because there's a lot of stuff still going on. It's still a very fluid situation. And like I've been saying, my whole idea for the book is to end the book on a positive note with the Snyderverse either finishing off over at Netflix or somehow being restored concurrently at Warner Brothers next to what Gunn is doing. But I don't know what's going to happen, which is why I'm not in a hurry, to get it out. But I'm doing everything that I can. I think it's going to be great. I think you guys are going to like it, and I think everybody's going to be happy with the format that I've devised for this book. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Great. And once we're closer to that book, I'll definitely bring you on for Batman's interviews to talk about the book, because I'm
absolutely
really excited for that. And I guess coming up for me, if I can get this edit finished either tonight or tomorrow, hopefully for real this time, my Batman 1989 review will be the final video of my Flash Hype series before the Flash movie.
So you're not gonna do Batman Returns?
I did Batman Returns for Christmas. For my Christmas series, I reviewed.
Oh, you did that a long time ago. I totally forgot about.
In fact,
that.
it is on my Flash. I did put it on my Flash Hype movie playlist though. So yeah, I did it on Christmas Day. In fact, so.
All right. Well, Sin Havoc says when you see the Flash movie sell and Elseworlds will make sense more than ever. Well, I'm hoping, and that's the thing. I'm actually. This is the problem I'm having. Sin Havoc. I want to kind of like take the stuff with the Flash and all that, throw that into the book as well. I want to have like a chapter on the Flash. So again, there's a lot of stuff. It's all so fluid. I mean,
yeah, and it's a hard situation, and we'll see what happens with that. I think there's a lot of great stuff to be excited for, and just keep faith. That's all I'm gonna. That's just all we can do at this point, and be positive. I'm to the point, just stay out of the drama. I need to take my own advice as well. And please, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode. And on that note, have a bat-tastic day.